1, 2, 3, funk it.
Welcome back to More Effort and Vibes. I'm your host, Jay, and if you're just joining us, we're talking about dating today, and actually what that feels and looks like, and the effort that needs to be put in to create that vibe. But we're talking about one specific stage of dating, and that's the messing around stage. Now, we all obviously have been together for a while and such, but it wasn't always like that, right? You guys are married, we've been together for a lifetime. What does the messing around stage look like that for you guys in the beginning, to kind of build from our experiences?
Before she became my lovely wife, she was probably, one of 5 in my roster at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you gotta, yeah. Because I saw the potential in you. You know what I'm saying? So you did make the start, exactly, top 5. Top five. But like, before you become that one, before you become the one that get rid of the whole squad for, empty out the bench and the roster and all that for, it takes, like you said earlier, it takes that time. It takes that the effort on both people's parts to understand like where you want this to go. So I know, like, when you set the expectation up front, and when you're able to just be transparent with that person, I think you develop something over time that this becomes the only thing that matters, And for a lot of people that are out there dating, that everybody's trying to figure out what matters. I don't think people fear commitment so much anymore. They just fear wasting their time more than anything.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So like, when all it really comes down to is just, like I said, setting those expectations up front, letting people know where you stand, and then from there it's like, all right, well, if you see you can build something with somebody, then you just try and build it out and see what happens. And luckily for us, it worked out so far.
It definitely comes down to like phases, right? Like I would say for men, it's like phases. Like we go through this phase, we go through that phase. Is it the same thing for women, like as far as like phases?
Yeah. So I feel like, what do you think, Tay?
I mean, there's definitely a low whole phase that happens. I feel like every girl just gets it out of them. And I mean, when I say whole phase, I don't mean like necessarily like you're sleeping with all these men, like crazy stuff. Just like, even if you have like a Rolodex of men, just, you don't have to be sleeping with them necessarily. Like Zay said, he had a top 5. We got we got top 5, top 10, top 15.
Who's in your MySpace topic?
Right, we're so like complicated. We put y'all in categories like, okay, these are the guys who are gonna take me out. These are the guys who are gonna take me out.
I feel like there's like the stages to messing around, because you have the, all right, you're gonna turn from my Wednesday night text.
Right.
Then it's like, oh shoot, we're talking on a Friday during the day. And then you like move on. It's like, you moved up.
Exactly.
So now, are we dating?
Right.
What are we doing? Because now we're having lunch in public. We're adding each other. Like, what's
went
going
from text to phone calls. Like, I'm confused.
Then after that, it's like you make it official. How do you make it official? Was it like a big grand gesture, or was it like a?
I'm gonna be honest. I think
happened.
I think as men, like collectively, when it comes to kind of relationships, there's certain men out there that are definitely like, no, like this is who we're gonna do. This is, the real mature men out there. But then there's some of us that just kind of like fall into it. It's just kind of like, I guess this works. This is cool. All right, this is good. Me? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm happy. This works for me. I'm happy. I like this. I like the way this feels. I'm just gonna keep doing more of this and kind of see where it goes for me. Like, I'm not gonna put any expectations on it. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it and then slowly progress into it.
Yeah.
It's like
our motto is 100% keep it simple.
Yeah,
like,
that's good
for everything. Like, in the beginning, it was just keep it simple. And then it was like, that also kept me grounded too, because it's like, all right, no, I gotta keep it simple. Why am I out here bugging? Like, we already had this conversation. And that's kind of touching on what Zay said, having that expectation as well. Like, if our motto was keep it simple, we keep everything simple. Like, baseline, that's it. And having that transparency as well. So that definitely played a huge part into where we are now.
I like to test people a little bit. So I'll put people, or women in certain situations, or like introduce them to my mom, or introduce them to like some certain friends or family, just to see how they react, see how the vibe is with other people whom I care about as well, and then we kind of do the same thing, where it's like, if I was dating somebody else, or we meet your family members and your parents, things like that, and then it's like, if you kind of just feel that energy amongst other people and see how that's going as well, and then that's when you can really sit back and reflect and be like, oh, maybe this person is.
That's a bonus.
They gotta fit the mold.
Exactly.
They gotta fit the mold.
Be able to fit in there and see what's going on. So
Right, because outside of that, we all have other social circles that we all interact with, and if, I think we take our partners or whoever we're trying to talk to, we kind of put them in situations to see how they respond, and then from that, then you kind of get a feeling like, okay, like this dude or this girl, like. Yeah. This could be real. This could actually be something because my friends like her, like, or my best friend likes him, and it's kind of an easier way to kind of transition amongst those.
I mean, I always told Javon, like, I'm not here for you. I'm here for your friends. Like
that sounds crazy.
It sounds so crazy, but like to be honest, like you're not the one who I really need to like get in with. Like,
Javon, if it wasn't for me, you would.
Like
that's real.
Like,
that's real.
Like,
that's real.
It's like
that's
I mean,
real.
like yes, I'm here for you, and like. But at the end of the day, this could flop. So, like, at the end of the day, I'm going to get what I need to out of it. You have really good friends, so I'm just going to talk to your friends. And then it just kind of happened. Like, all your friends love me, so I feel like I kind of put you in the corner, like, well.
Listen, if you listen to that.
It looks like it's going to be me, guys.
They chose, not me.
I'm taking my talents.
They all took a vote and was like, yeah, nope, that's her. That's who we pick. We like her. She's accepted into the group. Don't mess this up. We like her. Don't mess this up, and it puts
that's true, though.
And it puts that pressure on it. Like
I feel like Tay did put that pressure on me as your friend. Like I didn't want to choose anybody.
Right. She made it. She was real transparent. Like, no, we're gonna kind of make this work.
Yeah, I'm gonna be friends with everybody. I'm gonna be friends with all you guys. To the point where I became roommates. Like it was so deep that all his friends were my roommates. Every single one. They're like, he's like, damn, like, how'd you end up moving in with? He's like, how'd you end up moving in with them? I'm like, mind your business. Mind your business. You're still here though, so all your friends are here. Aren't you comfortable?
It was very strategic.
I set the table for you perfectly. Like.
Listen, I wish more women did it. It was very strategic, and I love you for it. But that brings us to our next topic: moving in together. As far as when is the right time to kind of move in with your partner? You know, you guys have been dating for some time now. You like her. She likes you, but where do you actually kind of have that discussion? When is the right time, I guess, to like move in with someone else?
That's a good question.
I guess it's like it starts with where is it beneficial. So I feel like when we decided to move in together, it was just the right thing to do for where we were in that place. Like he was living with his mom. I think I didn't have anywhere to live. Anywhere to live. Now I think about it.
Now that you jog my memory.
Yeah, hold on, let's bring it back for a second. So first of all, when it comes to moving in, you gotta be ready. You gotta just know that you're gonna have somebody in your space, and you gotta want that. You gotta be okay with them in your space, and live with that, because you would live with that person. But for us, so we were doing a long distance thing for a little while. So then it got to a point where like we were growing our relationship. So it only made sense to take that next step. At the time, given certain circumstances, yes, I was moving out from my mom's house, and I think at the time you were actually homeless. So I saved you. You're welcome. But anyway, I mean, it's a step. It's a step, and it takes some getting used to. But you know, if like I said, if you're in a place and you see that this person is going to be the one that you're spending the most time with and growing with, it's only the right next step to make. You know, so
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's also like they said, it's kind of like a give and get situation. So although you do have to be transparent and everything, you also do have to know that like you're gonna be giving some of your space up. You're gonna be, you know, like we're now gonna be you know, we can't do everything how you want it to be. There's gonna be things that I'm like, I've been doing things this way for all my life that I'm gonna continue doing that way, just because that's how I was groomed. And there's things that you're gonna do differently as well, and we just have to find that common ground in order to live together. But it's definitely, I think, also time as well. So I feel like that's sometimes where like it gets messy, because people are like, yeah, I don't want to waste my time, but you also have to put in time to get where you want to be. So it's like, do you really want it? Do you not want it? So like you said, you definitely have to be ready. So I agree with that statement too.
All right, well, let's let that, you know, cool down for a little bit, and we'll be back with more Effort and Vibes after this short break.
Hey.
Barber Time is serving others, people who are not able to make this trip, people who are not able to pay to get on a flight to come here, people who are not able to even have the understanding that they need to be at an event like this. Barber Time brought it. Barber Time is the reason why that I am able to speak to the masses, because it's you guys' venue, your camera, your mics that let me speak louder than just standing here at this barbers convention. It's time for you barbers, I'm calling your name. It's time for you stylists, I'm calling your name, to prepare yourself for the opportunity, because the opportunity is coming. And I'm telling you, Barber Time is the best media, social media for the barbers out there. Listen, watch Barber Time, because this is what we do, baby. This is the barber industry, this is what we do, and this is how we get down. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
And Barber Time all the time.